friends. So I didn't know this was coming out. If it got announced, I missed it, which seems likely. But yeah, I think it was last week or the week before. Time is weird. I covered Thomas Sanders and his Villains Disney mashup because I hadn't heard it before, and it was awesome, and I loved that video. And now we've got another Disney song. The best Disney Tim Burton movie that is neither Disney nor Tim Burton. It's Touchstone. And not Tim Burton. I'm sorry. I get kind of weird about that because I feel like he gets credit when really Henry Selick directed that film. I am a giant nerd. Henry Selick is an amazing director and we should put love on his name. He did James and the Giant Peach and Coraline and Monkey Bone, but we don't talk about Monkey Bone. Let's just not talk about that. Yes, the wonderful Henry Selick film, Nightmare Before Christmas, which is a movie, of course, I used to love. It came out when I was like 5 or something. It was maybe the first scary movie I ever watched. I loved it, and then I was terrified of it, and I loved it again. It depended on the year. And of course, I had my nightmare phase, as I feel like everyone who was edgy and young, I think still does. I remember, God, oh no, I remember in middle school wearing Jack Skellington fingerless gloves and a velvet trench coat. I truly was Virgil from Sanders Size in high school, like legitimately purple hair, all of it. I did have a patchwork sweatshirt. It's why I both love and rage at Virgil, because the memories are intense. Wow. Anyway, it's kind of great that this came out because I had really wanted another kind of spooky-ish song to cover. I was originally going to do, oh shoot, I think it's called Art of Killing, but I sang it, something like that. There was a song that has Art the Clown from Terrifier in it, in the music video. But I was going to do that after I watched the whole Terrifier franchise again. And I was just like not in the mood this year. It's strange. It's October and I'm not in the mood for buckets of blood. Crazy. So I'm glad that this magically came out to save me. So I'm going to do this instead. Yay. And also I'm listening to a lot of Thomas Sanders lately, because as people who follow me know, I've been covering Over the Garden Wall, which has been really amazing. It's crazy. And the first version I ever heard of that theme song was the Thomas cover. And I listen to it all the time in my car. So, yay, been thinking about him a lot. And I'm assuming he recorded this at the very least last month, if not before, only because I know he's doing Rocky right now. And I'm sure his tootsies hurt. And probably doesn't want to record stuff. And Sally and Jack's song, I'm not sure if that means it's a combo of Sally's song and Jack's Lament, or a combo of Sally's song and the reprise. I kind of hope it's the reprise, because I always loved that reprise so very, very much. I have very distinct memories of like singing it really loudly in like a parking lot with my friends when we were like 13. Anyway, first shot right off the bat. I adore this shot so much. It's beautiful. I'm a sucker for this. I wish I could just take like snapshots of things and put them on my wall. This looks beautiful. I love that we're at the ocean, because so much of, like, when you think of an iconic thing from Nightmare Before Christmas, besides the characters, you're going to think of that mountain, that hill. You're not a lot of hills in Florida, but you've got the ocean, and it's just kind of endless, and it also, there's a lot of emotions that can come from the ocean. Rhymes. One of which I feel like is loneliness. It just seems endless, and that's so much about what Sally feels during this song. I always enjoy this song because it's like that feeling of not only isolation, even when surrounded by people, it's the feeling of realizing that something is going very wrong and feeling like you can't stop it. Maybe someone you love is going off on a bad direction and you can't stop it. And feeling like you almost want to not notice it. Like you want to just have as much fun as everyone else is having, but you can't. And I'm someone who struggles with that, so I've always really kind of oddly connected to this song. And I imagine that it will actually sound really, really pretty in Thomas's voice, so I'm very excited. Also, right away, already loving the costume, but we'll see more of it in a minute, I'm sure. Let's go! Oh, back in the woods.
I sense there's something in the wind that feels like tragedies at hand. And though I'd like to stand by him, can't shake
pausing already. Love the outfit. I love the choice to do like a Disney bounding, and for those who don't know, that's when like you kind of wear an outfit inspired by the character as opposed to cosplaying the character. When I used to work at Disneyland, I would see people doing it all the time, and I loved it, especially more subtle ones. My favorite was when it was like Dapper Day and people would dress as, you know, the Aristocats or something, but they'd be very dapper 1950s inspired. It was always very cute to kind of have to guess who they're being. And this is like really, I love the jacket. And something that like, you tell me that's Sally, I fully see it, but if I wouldn't know, I wouldn't think about it. I think that's really great and subtle. I think it said Quill did wardrobe. Good job, Quill. They seem awesome. I love that we're back in the woods. I assume these are the same woods from the Into the Unknown thing. Also having Sally walking through the woods, which mimics Jack during Jack's lament, walking through the woods, that kind of the feeling of loneliness and feeling lost. It works really well, and I like that. I assume that's on purpose. It might not be. I think way too hard about stuff, and that's okay.
The worst is just around the bend, and does he notice my feelings for him? And will he see how much he means to me? I think it's not to be.
As assumed, he sounds lovely, of course. I really love the color grading on this so much. I talked about it in the Into the Woods reaction I did, that they were they obviously worked to make it look kind of like fall. You're limited being in Florida. And so a lot of the colors in that one, who they're, I assume, shooting in the same location, it's a lot of oranges and things like that, whereas here, it's more muted. It's blues, and it works to try to mimic kind of the mood, to mimic her character, to mimic Halloween Town. It just works really, really well. I also like showing the town, but having absolutely nobody there is that thing of like a place where there should be lots of people, and still the character is isolated. We love it. And I like this tree so far.
What will become of us, dear friend?
Oh, Jack's here.
Where will our actions lead us then?
Great, like, hand up. That's very Jack, that's very Jack movements there. Love it.
Although I'd like to join the crowd in their enthusiastic loud, try as I may, it doesn't last. And will we ever end up together? No, I think not. It's never to become, for I am not the one.
Gah, pretty. So many things, so many things. Okay, I want to just come back to the shot. That is a beautiful shot. I love it. Tree looks gorgeous. The leaves look gorgeous. That southern, I can't remember what kind of trees those are. They're all over the south. I love his Disney bounding. I love the beanie. I love the way he's like leaning back against the tree, almost kind of disappearing into nature. Looks really beautiful. I really like that Thomas is like laying on that branch. So we have him like the shot of his point of view looking up at the sky, but also it's like, even though you know it's not the same tree, the idea that he's leaning against a trunk, that Thomas is in a tree, that they're both like so close in the same location, but they still feel isolated. They're still alone, like they're just kind of missing each other, is really interesting. That shot of the...
Try as I may, it doesn't last.
Oof. Yeah, I think that we're all kind of feeling a bit isolated and confused and lost right now in general. Yeah, there's especially someone who is in a war-torn country, don't you know? I'm in Portland. We're fine, by the way. Hearing so much about my it's a very strange experience to hear about where you live all over the news, and to have the thing you're being yelled at and the reality of the world around you be extremely different is very strange, and sort of messes with your head a little bit of like, if this isn't real, then what is reality? It's very odd. And so yeah, I think that everyone's kind of feeling a bit like, what is anything and what's happening? And so we have to try to find comfort in other stuff, which is hard work.
And
that sounds so beautiful.
No, I think not. It's never to become, for I am not the one.
Very pretty window. I'm not a church person, but I do love their windows. Kitty cat! I'm like, why kitty cat? 'Cause there's a kitty cat in that part of the film. I remember. Focusing on these random things, these nature things, it makes it all feel very dreamlike, which I enjoy. Pretty. I like that, just with the no lit up. Come on now, jeez, love it.
My dearest friend, if you don't mind, I'd like to join you by your side, where we can gaze into the stars and sit together now and forever, for it is plain as anyone can see, we're simply meant to be.
The arrangement's so lovely. Oh, that was delightful. That was really wonderful. Man, it must have been hard to find a time where like no one was on the beach. I'm really glad they did. I think it works great with just like them being, looks like the only two people in the world. And turning those two songs and making them into something that I would then put on a list for like those kind of comfort songs, like Here Comes a Thought, from ones that calm me down when I'm feeling very low or lonely or anxious. Like Here Comes a Thought from Steven Universe, or the big one for me, the Meteor song from Puppet History, a song that's a duet between the meteor about to crash into the dinosaurs and those on the ground, is extremely comforting to me for some reason. There's a line in it that's just, tell the critters that you love them, that's enough. It's just a line that always like gets me when I'm feeling very overwhelmed. It helps me breathe a little bit, and this one might go on there for me now. Really, really nice. I like it because like Thomas could just make videos where he just does a cover of a song. We'd all be happy. We'd all listen. But I love that he does these like very moody, pretty little pieces. And I believe that's Leo with him, and Leo sounded amazing. I heard him sing briefly in the Villains mashup, but now getting to hear more of him sing is really, really cool. And yeah, that was fudging delightful. Bummed I'm not seeing him in Rocky, though I am not the biggest Rocky fan. I know I'm a bad gay. I prefer the sequel that everyone hates, and I'm okay with that. But, oh well, maybe I'm hoping that next time he is in something, I will have a little bit saved, so that I can then go meet fellow fander Ashley Warner dude we're gonna go see together. So hopefully next time we can, and that will be really fun. But yeah, I hope he's having a lovely time. Seems like it's going super well. And this was wonderful. I'm so happy. Now I'm trying to think. I don't know. I feel like what's better, this or the Into the Unknown one? Man, why pick? Fuck it. So there we go. That is this will be my second and my last spooky related song cover. I'm still for stuff coming out before Halloween. I think I'll be able to finish American Psycho. The rest of Act 1's about to go up. I did a reaction to a horror short, the Gusher short. And I'm trying to post my first full film review. Obviously not showing the whole film. We'll see how well that goes. And then I'll be finishing Over the Garden Wall soon. I've got like 3 episodes left, and yeah. And then, what was the next one? I think you guys wanted me to do Owl House next. I'm moving on to Owl House. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. Thanks, as I talk way too much about a goofy thing that pretty much I just care about. I don't care. I'm happy. Alright. Thanks so much, guys. Bye, everybody.